Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to video number 2 of Posture Month. Posture is the most important thing that you can start to work on immediately to help improve your overall well-being, because it is what we do every single day. The way that we hold ourselves, the way that we hold ourselves in position, standing, sitting, whatever it is something that you do all the time. If you are not trying to make little tweaks to it every day, you are putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. You get one body, you get one shot at life. If you are not putting in those little steps to help improve the way that you feel or improve the way that you hold yourself, over time your body will diminish. If it diminishes in bad posture, I guarantee you're at a much bigger chance to have a lower quality of life and be in lots of pain. So when you work on posture, you want to be doing something positive for your body at all times, even if it's becoming more conscious and more aware of good posture. So watching this video, you're already doing something positive for your body. Posture is about balance. The body will always compensate to balance itself out. I'm going to go ahead and show you a few examples of this so that you can really understand that concept of balance. I'm going to show you 3 different hip positions in bad posture to show how the body will start to compensate just because our hips are in the wrong position, and so the balance changes. Our center of balance will change, our hips move in different positions, and it leads to bad posture. So I'm going to go over that first one that we went over in last week's video, where my hips come forward. If my hips come forward, my center of balance then drives forward. That brings my chest forward, that brings my shoulders forward, that brings my neck forward. What this does is it creates excess flexion of your lumbar spine. It tightens up your pecs, it flattens out my lumbar spine, and it brings my head forward in forward head posture. A lot of problems here in this position just because my hips tuck forward. Second, I'm going to show you if my hips are too far back. I'm going to create an excess arch in my back, which also brings my chest up and my neck back, which is good, but I'm going to put way too much compressive forces on my low back, and it's also going to tighten up my hip flexors. Really tight here. So excess arch to the back, tight hip flexors, because my hips get pushed too far back. And third, I'm going to go ahead and show you from front on here, as if I'm heavy on one foot. So say I'm heavy on my right hip here. If I'm heavy on my right hip, it's going to elevate my left shoulder. That's going to put my whole body out of whack. I drop that down. It's going to compress my right side of my back. It's going to create an imbalance. It's going to elevate my shoulder, which is going to put excess work into this trap, excess work into the neck, and you're going to have, again, significant amounts of pain over time because the body is in a different set of balance because of just the significant position that you put your hips in. So we don't want our hips forward, we don't want our hips too far back, and we don't want too much weight on one side. We want to be right in the middle and balance the hips. The most important thing you can start to do to help correct that is be aware of where your hips are in space. I'll give a really simple exercise that you can do at home to start to be aware of how you hold your hips. Okay guys, the exercises I'm going to show you is a simple cat-cow. You do it in yoga, but we're learning how to move the hips, how to move our spine. You come in to all fours. What I want you to do is I want you to try to move one segment at a time. So we're going to go into a flexion mode. So what you want to do first is I want to flex my neck, round that forward, round my thoracic spine, and then lastly, round my hips, drive my hips forward, which will help round my lumbar spine. Then from here, I want to reverse the motion. So I want to move my hips first, drive my butt back, then arch my back and my lumbar spine, reverse all the way into my mid-back, and then bring my neck up. We want to try to segment that movement as best we can. Again, one more time. I want to flex my neck first, so let that round forward. As I get that flexion, I want to round my mid-back as best I can, all the way down, segment it all the way until I drive my hips forward and round my lumbar spine to the most of my ability. Reversing that, hips go back, arching that lumbar spine all the way up into that mid-back until my neck comes up. Again, that's something that I'm working on as much as I can, so it's not perfect, but as you start to feel that, you can start to feel your hips move forward and back and how that affects your back. Be in control, be aware of where your hips are, and then over time that will help when you stand up. You'll be able to know where your hips are and you'll be able to feel more balanced. We don't want our hips too far forward. We don't want our hips too far back. We want it right dab neutral in that middle, and we also don't want to have our weight shifted. So become aware, become conscious of where your hips are, and that will help balance out your posture. So again, you can start to work on being in the best possible posture that you can be in throughout the day.